March 8, 2014. A Boeing 777 carrying 239 passengers and crew takes off from Kuala Lumpur, heading for Beijing. Everything seems normal, until it simply vanishes. No distress call. No radar signal. No debris. Just silence.
So 1 week on from the disappearance of flight MH370, we seem no nearer to knowing its fate. The latest theory that its communication systems could have been deliberately disabled merely increases the number of possibilities.
This is the mystery of flight MH370, the greatest aviation disappearance in modern history. What really happened that night? A tragic accident, a hijacking, or something far more sinister? Let's dive deep into the facts, theories, and unanswered questions of the plane that vanished into thin air. Flight MH370 departed at 12:41 a.m. local time. The captain, Zahari Ahmad Shah, was a seasoned pilot with over 18,000 flying hours. The flight path was routine. But less than an hour in, at 1:21 a.m., the plane's transponder, its electronic identifier, was turned off. Moments later, the aircraft vanished from civilian radar. But strangely, military radar picked it up, turning west, away from its intended route, flying over the Malay Peninsula, and into the Indian Ocean. Initially, search teams scoured the South China Sea, because that's where the plane was supposed to be. But days later, new data from a British satellite company, Inmarsat, showed the plane flew for nearly 6 more hours, heading south. A massive search began in the southern Indian Ocean, thousands of miles from the original flight path. But no plane. No bodies. Nothing. Families waited. The world watched. And the questions grew louder. So, what could have happened? There are several theories, some grounded in fact, others in speculation. Mechanical failure? Unlikely. The 777 is one of the safest aircraft ever built. Hijacking? There were no known threats or demands made. Pilot suicide? Some experts believe Captain Zahari intentionally diverted the plane. His home flight simulator reportedly had a route similar to MH370's final path. Military involvement? Some theorists suggest the plane was shot down, accidentally or deliberately, and the truth was covered up. And then, there are the more extreme ideas, alien abduction, a wormhole, or secret experiments gone wrong. In 2015, a piece of wing debris, called a flaperon, washed up on Réunion Island, off the coast of Africa. Over the next few years, more debris was found scattered across Indian Ocean coastlines. But they raised more questions than answers. Why was the debris so spread out? Why weren't more parts found? And most importantly, where was the fuselage, and the black boxes that record what really happened on board? Since the discovery of the debris, Blaine Gibson, an Australian man, is determined to search for more debris from MH370. He searched as far as Madagascar and Mozambique. There he found the tail section and other pieces. On the other hand, he believes that the authorities are deliberately covering up the truth about this plane crash. He even admitted that he received many death threats if he continued to search for debris from MH370. The disappearance of MH370 changed aviation forever. Tracking systems were upgraded. Communication protocols improved. But for the families of those on board, the pain remains. Closure remains out of reach. Every few years, new discoveries reignite hope, but none have led to the full wreckage. It's as if the ocean swallowed MH370 whole, and is refusing to give it back. Flight MH370 remains one of the greatest modern mysteries. A reminder that even in our age of satellites, smartphones, and constant surveillance, the world can still keep secrets. Will we ever know what really happened? Or is this a mystery that was never meant to be solved? Tell us what you think in the comments. What theory makes the most sense to you? Subscribe to Decoyas for more real-life mysteries, unsolved stories, and mind-blowing facts. Until next time, stay curious.